of an afternoon. This is really worth filming and just tackling those few little jobs. That's easy enough. Replacing these red LEDs, I'll leave that till later. Anyway, I'm doing the brakes first. This side doesn't look too bad. I've just squeezed the pistons in. These don't seem stiff with little G clamp, just very gently. What I thought I would do, just to make these look a bit nicer and sort of waterproof them slightly. And if you need a rag, dig some old clean socks out. This is black trim wax, not that back to black spray, which is just silicone spray. This actually turns things back to black. Like that. Isn't that nice? Well, it actually adds colour to it, as it would do with being black shoe polish type of stuff. Available from any car shop. You know what I mean? That's nice, doesn't it? Just to turn them back to black from that horrible grey gungy colour that they get with road grime. What I was going to do with these, is it worth bothering? Drilling a hole in the front somewhere, or even there in the screen, and just having two bright LEDs side by side. But it's not the front of bikes that's hard to see, is it? You know, if you're on a motorway and someone pulls across, I suppose you need to be seen, but the headlight and these cob lights I've fitted are sufficient. The cob light is still working well. What's wrong? Shut up. What's to do? What's to play? So whether it's worth bothering, faffing about taking the fairing off. I might not have to, but I thought of just drilling it, fit the nut back on with a plastic washer. Bit of a worrying moment then, because the cheapo nuts, little thin nut on the other end of this is all rusty. I should have dolloped some grease on last Christmas when I was fitting them some amount of grip there, and then undo it. It's nice and loose now, after a bit of elbow grease. $1.99, can't complain, nearly 12 months service. Oh dear, not the camera off a minute. Quick test with Bandit Nev's thingy. Look at that. You see, it's nice and bright, isn't it? Hopefully. Let go. Yep. Hopefully it'll last another 12 months. Oh yes. So there we are, extra brake lights. Andrew Gadgets and Wheels went on. He fitted 4 after he'd seen my video. Did yours ping out? They can't burn out, because how long do you have your brake lights on for? Although if you're at traffic lights for 5 minutes on a hill, that might do it. Right, I'll tuck these wires, put some tape on. Yes, I'm doing the right hand side now. This was a bit of a faff because when I squeezed one piston in, that came out, and vice versa, so I had to put the G clamp in the middle and very gently squidge them back, and they've just about gone back. And yet, the pad's out of this one, that can't be the one that's binding. Plenty of meat on about 3mm there, and they're evenly worn. Some things defy logic. Better just to play it by ear, and if you start seizing on, just squirt some bloody stuff on and clean the pistons best I can. Rubber washer, nuts, what for? Well, I've decided, a bit risky. My drill's on charge in the kitchen again. I think I've got the sensor. Yes, I've even the hole up now. We're way out. That side was 40.5mm, that one was 42.5. 2 bloody mil out. There you. Very careful. And what I was doing on the other one, when it's getting towards the halfway through, it's actually quite a thick plastic, about 3 or 4 mil thick. Put the rag tightly against the other side just to stop any vibrations which might crack the screen. And make sure it's not going out of the line. Get the idea, don't you? 2 bright lights under a long air last in direct rain. You see, there's the angle. Reverse it, smooth the hole out. Oh, not bad at all. I thought that'd be a long way out. Look at all this. I bet I've got an air line. I'll drill down before I ask it up. I've almost finished faffing about. I'll leave these dangling, but to connect the wires I'll just crimp them on insulated terminals for now, and then tomorrow when I wire the grips up I'll neatly wrap them up with insulation tape. Now look at the angle shining up in the air, but I thought, well, when am I going to use them? Rarely, if ever. It's just something to use that switch with. I didn't want to take it off. I'm sure they'll come in for something. Anyway, illuminating. If you're going up a big hill, maybe. Anyway, they're on. Yes, it's working. Yes, it's day after the afternoon before. Already come across something it didn't mention in the instructions. Make sure if you have a passing flashing button that outlet from the heating element doesn't obscure it, so you have to push it just beyond and make sure it still flashes. That could have been a bit awkward. I'm going to route all the wires now. It just looks, and there's a nice gap all the way through to this side to route that. And to deal with all these terminals, I thought I need a little box to stuff them all in, because there's going to be quite a bit of excess. Well, even though the pepper box does fit on the little sausage a taped up sausage, it might not be a good idea to fill with water. I could make holes in it, but why piss about, that's alright. I left an open end just in case any moisture just does get in. Done it tight at the top, and that'll go in that gap. Well, there it is with all the tape on. I could have made a neater job, couldn't I? But it says don't touch with bare hands and 100%. Yeah, it is getting rather warm. Really annoyed about that. With the sticky throttle you could take your hand off, maintain the revs and turn the heated grips on. Like I said, hopefully it'll loosen up with wear eventually. So there's a debate, do you get all-in-one heated grips you have to glue to replace your old standard grips, or the wraparound ones which are a lot easier to fit, don't require any bloody glue. But these are £50 and the wraparound ones are 78 last time I checked. Although thanks to Hepcat Harley these cost me nothing, thank you very much again. They're on full now, and I maintain the revs. The idea was I'd do it with my left hand, but I think they're meant to be on the left, the controls. But as I said, I've got that bloody switch there, so I couldn't do. This is just a little run out, like I said, to help bed the front brakes in, new brake pads, and to test my heated grips, and I'm pleased to say they're on 50% and I can still feel them not exactly burning, but you know, pleasantly warm, if not slightly overly warm. I checked the back brake yesterday and that's fine, plenty of meat on the pads, so that won't need doing this winter. Maybe next spring I'll check everything again. I always wonder about coolants. I thought it was getting a bit warm, so I topped it up with coolant a while back. A couple of weeks ago when I got to work it was piddling out, so I don't need any more in it, it hasn't gone down any. And I thought, does it actually need, does it lose its efficiency, its cooling efficiency? Doesn't need changing completely. I've not changed it in 4 years. I think that'll do for today. I'll knock it off. Look at that automatic throttle. That'll help with me turning the camera off as well. Well, when I got up this morning with a clearer head, I realised that it's actually quite an easy fix. And I thought, I've had throttle assemblies off before on my other bikes, because you know, I changed the handlebars on my other bikes to fit rentals and all sorts. $4.99. Pulled that back, squirted a load in, did that. Ooh, misses. I don't know what's come out. Right, little high bloody pieces of plastic were there, can you see? And the bloody superglue set, so that's all it was. And there we are, it's returning. I'll just make, in fact I'm gonna, I'll keep doing that until I'm satisfied. That there isn't any more of that shiting. But imagine supplying crappy bloody super glue. It's not worked anyway, because like I said, that one's moving, that one's moving. So there we are, don't do what I've done. Use bloody Bostik rubbery stuff. I think he's only got half a tube left. I've got Bostik all-purpose, the clear stuff, but the rubbery stuff is sort of brownish, you know what I mean? It's like Evo stick. But will it stick when it's heated up? Yes, I've took them off again. And like the message I've left for Cat Harley, I said they didn't stick, and I think the reason why, as well as super glue being crap, I didn't roughen them up inside. I think it says something about roughening them up. You know, the smooth shiny inner surface of the grips. Why don't they rough it up at the factory? As you can see, I've got all the old glue off from the factory, and look at that, springing back perfectly now that them bloody slivers are out. Put some on my finger. And just rub it. See what I mean about the super glue? You've seen all that excess. That's what happened with the super glue. It just, you know, the red's over there. Leave that to dry. And that's about with the wiring later. Tying it all up again. I could destroy my little black sausage. Multi-purpose impact, instant contact adhesive, instant bond high strength, as it says, deteriorates under heat, fast drying bonds more material. Plasticky. I didn't know how to spell plastic, it come up as a spelling mistake. Twerp. Right, bar end, put it back on. Maybe I should leave it to help it dry.